Dear students, welcome to Pramana Biology online classes. Here in this session, mainly we discuss about the embryogeny. See here, in previous session, we completed explanation about the endosperm formation and types of endosperm. Already we have discussed that in plants, there are 4 different types of post-fertilization events. First one is endosperm formation, second embryogeny, third seed formation, and fourth one is fruit formation. So already in the previous session we completed explanation about the endosperm formation. So here in this session mainly we proceed with the second post-fertilization event. It is embryogeny. What is embryogeny? It is the process of formation of embryo from zygote. It is called embryogeny. Generally, we know that zygote is unicellular structure. It undergoes the multiple cell divisions, commonly mitotic cell divisions, and it becomes multicellular structure. That multicellular structure is embryo. So here embryogeny, it is the process of formation of embryo from zygote. Here, while discussing about double fertilization, we have discussed that there is a presence of embryo sac. Say this is chalazal side and this one is micropylar end or micropyle side. Towards the chalazal side, there is a presence of 3 cells. These 3 are called antipodals, and towards the micropylar region, egg cell and 2 synergids are present, and in the center we observe the polar nuclei. So this is the typical normal embryo sac. During double fertilization, pollen tube releases 2 male gametes into the embryo sac. Here haploid male gamete fuses with the haploid egg cell, and this leads to the formation of zygote. Whereas another haploid male gamete fuses with the 2 polar nuclei. This fusion is a triple fusion, and it produces the pen. This is said to be the primary endosperm nucleus, and this big cell is said to be the primary endosperm cell. This we know. Here pen and primary endosperm cell, these structures produce the endosperm. This we have discussed in the previous session. Now what about this structure? This is the zygote. This zygote next develops into the embryo, and this process is called embryogeny. Of course, these 3 antipodals, these are vestigial cells, non-functional cells. Because of this reason, they gradually degenerate. Okay, so here please remember this one. Commonly, embryo is produced towards the micropylar side within the ovule. You please remember this one. In the ovule, when we observe the ovule after fertilization, commonly embryo is produced towards the micropylar region. You please remember this one. Okay, how this zygote develops into the embryo, we discuss. Please remember this one. The basic development of embryo in dicot as well as monocot plants remain same. Initial development, or we can say basic development, is remains same in the dicot as well as the monocot plants. So here we discuss. You please remember these diagrams. So here say this is unicellular zygote. We know that this is the single celled structure. So here this is zygote. It is a single celled structure. Now this zygote undergoes the cell division, mitotic cell division, and it produces the 2 cells. Here it produces the 2 cells. Say this is the upper cell and this is lower cell. Like this here, two cells are produced. This upper cell is said to be suspensor cell. This is suspensor cell, whereas this lower cell is said to be embryo cell. Embryo cell, or it is also called embryonal cell. What is the reason? Here these two cells are referred with these terminologies or terms. Suspensor cell means this cell is responsible for the formation of a suspensor. What is the suspensor? Later we discuss. Here this embryonal cell or embryo cell is helpful for the formation of embryo, hence it is called embryo cell. Now next, when we observe, first we discuss what happens with this suspensor cell. See, this suspensor cell divide transverally and produce the series of 5 to 6 cells. So here this suspensor cell divide transverally. Say this is suspensor cell. This suspensor cell divide transverally, produce the two cells. Further these two cells divide transverally. So like this here, because of transfer divisions, there is a formation of series of 5 to 6 cells, and these cells are arranged like this. This is the first cell, this one is the bigger cell. Next, cells are arranged in series. So here nucleus is present in these cells. Okay. So this is said to be the suspensor, and this suspensor is produced by the suspensor cell. So this, what about the embryonal cell or embryo cell? This embryo cell is also undergoes the cell division. Here this embryo cell divide and produce the two tiers, which contains 8 cells. Commonly 2 tiers. Tiers means layers. How it is developed we discuss. Now observe this one. Here embryo cell. Say this is the embryo cell. This embryo cell divide longitudinally. This suspensor cell divide transversely. Here this embryo cell divide longitudinally. Then 2 cells are produced. These 2 daughter cells further divide to produce the 4 cells. Now these 4 cells undergoes the transfer divisions at a time. So because of this reason, there is a formation of totally 8 cells. Totally 8 cells are produced, and first 4 cells, they form first tier, and remaining 4 cells, they become second tier. Means this is the first layer and this one is the second layer. Total number of cells present in this stage in the embryo are 8 cells. Because of this reason, here it is said to be 2 tiers, 8 cell stage. This is said to be the, here embryo is having 8 cells in 2 tiers, nothing but 2 layers. So when we draw this one, so here this is the embryo. Here this embryo comprises the 8 cells. Now observe this one. Here this is said to be the globular shape. This is said to be the globular shape of the embryo. So when we observe the suspensor, this is produced by the suspensor cell. This is the globular shaped round shape embryo, hence it is called globular shape embryo or globular embryo. This is produced by the embryo cell. Now, what is this suspensor? What is the use of a suspensor? For your kind information, please remember this one. In ovule, after fertilization, first endosperm is produced because endosperm stores the reserve food material required for the growth of embryo. Because of this reason, first endosperm is developed. After the formation of endosperm, embryo development occurs, because development of embryo, growth of embryo requires lots of energy, and that energy is available from the food material that is stored in the endosperm. So endosperm supplies the food material required to the embryo. Because of this reason, first endosperm formation occurs. After the endosperm formation, embryo development occurs. So here, this is the suspensor, and this is the bigger cell in the suspensor, and this is said to be the haustorium. Here it is said to be haustorium. Now next, what are these cells? Commonly, these are suspensor cells. Here, this is the suspensor. Now next, when we observe, this is the globular embryo. Please remember this one. This is the cell. It belongs to the suspensor. Here, this is the suspensor cell. It is closely associated with the embryo. This is the suspensor cell. It is closely associated with the embryo, and this cell is called hypophysis. This is called hypophysis. What is the function of this cell, hypophysis? Actually, hypophysis is the suspensor cell which is closely connected to the embryo. What is the function of this hypophysis? Hypophysis is responsible for the formation of root cap. When after the formation of root from the embryo, this hypophysis is helpful for the formation of root cap. We know that commonly we have a very good idea that embryo comprises the radicle, and radicle produce the root system. So here this hypophysis covers the tip of the radicle. It covers the tip of the root, and it acts as a root cap. It helpful for the formation of a root cap. Please remember this one. What is the function of hypophysis? Hypophysis is helpful for the formation of a root cap. So here, this is globular shaped embryo, and this is the suspensor. Okay, what is the function of a suspensor? See here, this suspensor push the embryo into the endosperm. This suspensor push the embryo into the endosperm for the proper absorption of nutrients. That function is performed by the suspensor. So the next, when we observe, what happens with this globular shaped embryo? So we discuss here further. Globular shaped embryo gradually undergoes the cell divisions, and it produces the heart shaped embryo. So say here there is a presence of a suspensor, and this one is the haustorium, and here these are the remaining cells of suspensor. This is the haustorium, and here these are remaining cells of suspensor. Now observe this one. This is globular embryo, comprises the 8 cells in 2 tiers. Here this is the first tier, and this one is the second tier. Say this is the upper tier and the lower tier, upper layer as well as the lower layer. For your kind information, this upper layer is responsible for the formation of radicle, whereas this lower layer or lower tier is helpful for the formation of plumule. Plumule, not only plumule, even cotyledons are also produced by the this lower tier cells. Upper tier helpful for the formation of radicle, that means root system is produced by these cells, whereas lower cells are helpful for the formation of shoot system. Particularly here I am talking about the plumule, and even these cells are also helpful for the formation of cotyledons. So here gradually this globular embryo undergoes the mitotic cell division, continuous multiple mitotic cell divisions, and it will achieve the heart shaped structure. So here it become like this. So here it is a multicellular structure. This heart shaped structure comprises so many cells. Many cells are present here. You observe the shape of the embryo. This one is heart-shaped embryo. Like this here. Here, why globular shaped structure is developed into the heart shaped structure. Here you are observing two projections. These two projections develop into the cotyledons. Actually, these are the projections of cotyledons. In a dicot embryo, we are observing two cotyledons. Supposed to be monocot is present, we observe single cotyledon. So here, this is heart shaped embryo. Now next, what happens? After this, embryo develops, and after this stage, dicot and monocot embryo are totally become different from each other in their shape, size and structure. Up to this stage, we can say that the basic development of the embryo is remain same in a dicot as well as the monocot plants. But after this, the shape, size, structure of dicot as well as monocot embryo is become totally different from each other. Now first we discuss about the dicot embryo. So here we are going to discuss about the dicot embryo. When we observe the structure of completely developed dicot embryo, it appears like this. This diagram is very important. So here, this is the structure of dicot embryo. So when we observe this dicot embryo, actually, while explaining development of embryo, so we have drawn like this. So we draw like this. Now you observe this one. These are the two cotyledons. and this is the part here, this area. So just you reverse this heart-shaped embryo. After the development, it become like this. So when we observe the part, first we have to discuss about the embryonal axis. Now, this is said to be the embryonal axis. Already we know that this is the imaginary concept. Say this is the embryonal axis. And also we have to discuss about the position of the cotyledon. So this is the position of the cotyledon with respect to the embryonal axis. So this is the position of the cotyledon. Now here we are observing the two areas. This is the area, it is towards the cotyledon, and we can say that this is the area above the embryonal axis and this is the area below the embryonal axis with respect to the cotyledon levels. Here the area which is present above the embryonal axis, this has become epicotyle. This is said to be the epicotyle, and this epicotyle further possess the plumule, and we know that this plumule is responsible for the formation of shoot system, and these two structures are cotyledons. Cotyledons, and we know that this one is the dicot embryo. So here we observe two cotyledons. Now below the embryonal axis we observe the area. This is said to be the hypocotyle, and this hypocotyle possesses the radicle, and we know that this radicle is responsible for the formation of a root system in plant body, and this radicle is covered with the protective covering. This is called a root cap, and already we have discussed that this root cap is produced by the hypophysis. What is hypophysis? It is the suspensor cell which is closely associated or connected with the embryo, and that hypophysis is helpful for the formation of a root cap. This root cap provides the protection to the tip of the radicle in embryonic stage, and in the plant body this root cap is helpful for the protection of root tip. So here this is about the dicot embryo. So here we discuss about the monocot embryo. So you observe the diagram. Okay, this type of structure is present in the monocot embryo. Now we label the parts. This is the structure, it is called scutellum. This is the structure, it is scutellum. What is this scutellum? Scutellum is a single cotyledon present in the monocot embryo. It is the cotyledon present in the monocot embryo. We know that this is the monocot embryo, hence it possesses the single cotyledon only, and it is commonly called scutellum. It is a shield shaped structure. Because of this reason, here it is said to be scutellum. Okay, when we observe the embryonal axis, commonly say this is the here embryonal axis. You observe this one, this cotyledon is present towards a side of embryonal axis and it is laterally situated. It is present towards the one side of embryonal axis because single cotyledon is present. So because of this reason, here it is present towards the one side of embryonal axis, and this is single cotyledon present in the monocot embryo. This is called scutellum. Here we observe small projection. This projection is called epiblast. What is this epiblast? Commonly, epiblast is rudimentary cotyledon. Means this is the cotyledon, it is not properly developed, this structure is underdeveloped. Here epiblast is the rudimentary, non-functional, underdeveloped cotyledon. Here this is the monocot embryo, so here it possesses the single cotyledon, whereas this second cotyledon is become underdeveloped. It is remain just as a simple projection, and this is said to be the epiblast. Next, when we observe the embryo, here plumule is present, and we know that plumule is helpful for the formation of shoot system. This side we observe the radicle. Here there is a presence of a radicle. In future, after germination, this radicle helpful for the formation of a root system. So here the plumule is covered with the protective covering, and this protective covering is called coleoptile. This protective covering is called coleoptile. Similarly, this radicle is also covered with the protective covering. It is said to be the coleorhiza. Coleorhiza. So here there is a presence of root cap also. So this is the structure. It is present in monocot embryo. So here the basic development of embryo in a dicot as well as the monocot remain same, but the fully developed embryo in a dicot as well as monocot, when we observe, they show somewhat difference. So this is about the embryogeny, and today we have discussed important concept in the chapter sexual reproduction in flowering plants. You please remember this concept. So in next class we will proceed with the new concept. Up to that, thank you, be safe.